We are live.
Oh, live already?
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Wait, shit, I forgot to change something.
Are we still on
Yeah, we
or
are
something?
still we are still live though.
Failure. Failure streamer.
I mean,
What's a stream without scuff?
yeah, right?
Pathfinder 2nd edition, blah blah. Bloodstained. No, not Bloodstained. I'm not playing Bloodstained right now. I'm playing Pathfinder with my friends.
Yay!
Are you sure about that?
Certain.
You could be playing Bloodstain.
Now I just need to wait for
Oh
the...
shit.
What?
Since I'm already editing the things, I decided to just, go ahead and look at what I can look at when it comes down to it. Yeah, I can just tell it that I'm playing the game Pathfinder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's hear your mouth. Hey. Let's hear your mouth.
You scared us for a moment there.
I'm sorry. I thought I muted my mic before I said that.
Would everyone like to, would everyone like to?
Uh-huh.
Like to what?
Yes, like to what, right?
Yeah?
Introduce
What?
yourselves?
Huh. Hi, my name is... I was gonna say the wrong name. God. Never mind, I don't know. No, we don't want to introduce ourselves.
Wow, okay. I guess I'll start us
I'm
off.
and I'm Scully.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay.
literally all you needed.
But what name do I go by? What did I play?
I don't know.
What did I call myself? Ninja. Okay. I'm Foxface Ninja. And I'm playing Dun.
I'm Cole, the Nightmare Emperor, and I'm playing Carmen.
I'm Renville. I am playing Tecumseh, the... Wow, we're all just missing the Magus. Sparkling Tartan Magus, there we go.
The IT issues took all of our brain bandwidth.
Look, I haven't had much sleep today, so...
Whose fault's that?
Huh?
Whose fault's that?
It's definitely mine.
Well, there you go. You can't complain. So let's play the game.
I mean, I can definitely complain, but I'm not... I don't know anymore.
She was defeated already.
Oh,
Alright, so,
holy shit, I am badly injured.
Alright, so let's give, let's remove Dunn from the equation. He's already been defeated.
No.
Alright.
No, please don't. Oh, hey! She's hit
There you
What? Why'd you kill me? Why'd you kill me? No, don't kill me.
Fine. Won't kill Dunn yet.
I'm gonna take the sneaky girl and put her like that so I can have her with me.
Alright. Does anyone want to do a recap, or should I do it?
Bird.
Bird.
I just told you my brain is half dead. I can't do it. Like,
We got our asses handed to us by a bird.
I was being snacked on by a giant bird.
Yup.
We also watched two dragons fight.
Yeah, we did watch two dragons fight, and then we had a fucking fever dream about fighting one, and got absolutely destroyed.
Oh, we saw a hellish unicorn Pegasus thing.
That's true too. We did see that,
I
didn't
don't
we?
think it was a unicorn. I think it was just a Pegasus.
Actually, speaking of the dragon fight, it would have changed much. You guys lost anyway. But to give you guys some hope, though, being immune to crit is an ancient dragon thing. He was only an adult, so you would have been able to crit him if you had the chance to crit him.
Ah.
Oh.
Didn't matter though, because none of you fucking got a crit on him.
Fair.
Yeah.
No. Carmen would have had to roll
to return that hope that
immediately.
hope that you wanted of being able to crit and kill him was there.
Fair
Could
enough.
have been true.
We could have critted.
We could have. We probably wouldn't have, but we could have.
And I made bad choices.
I mean, it's not bad choices. It's just poor luck.
You had a 1-3 chance, and you picked to go down the path that led you to a giant bird.
Yeah.
And I got eaten. A lot.
You
Yeah,
got snacked on.
Recap for where you guys are. You are in what's known as the Sunset Mountains, a large northern mountain range that runs along the northern borders of Domainese, which kind of acts as like a wall boundary between the much more greenlands to the south and the harsh, horrible deserts to the north. You guys had kind of a split path you could have gone down. You went down the middle path, which brought you into more of a highland area, but in doing so, brought you into the territory of a rock, which ambushed and attacked you guys, leaving you in not the best condition, but alive at least.
Yep.
Well, everybody else is in that bad condition.
Yep, Carmen being in the back, being what rogues like to do and never being hit. Continues to watch all her friends die. But yeah, you guys having defeated the rock and deciding to try and get away from any possible follow-up attack from a partner or mate or anything like that.
Oh no,
You've
it
gone
had babies.
Yep. You got a little deeper into the mountains to try and find a place to get some rest. As you do, you find a kind of mound hill that seems to have been purposely made and spiraled upwards to the top of the peak, where you can actually see the glimmer of fire up ahead and lit by torchlight.
Huh.
So you can climb to the peak of this little mountain. You can't quite see the top from where you are now, but you can see like flames radiating up there, so there's definitely like a fire or torches or something up there.
Fair enough.
Looking at the ground that you're walking on, this is definitely person-made, as it's been purposely carved, and even like you see tiles or stonework and stuff into the ground to help keep its shape.
Oh.
Okay.
So I'll hand it back to you guys. What would you like to do?
What is this? What is this stone tablet thing?
You approach, and judging by its design, it definitely seems religious in purpose. It kind of reminds you of like a gravestone, but I don't believe any of you can speak the language that's written on it. Let's see, looking at the party sheet. Looking at your languages, no, none of you can speak the language.
Rip.
What language did we need?
You don't know.
Fair enough.
Can I roll to see if I like recognize the language even if I don't speak it?
Yeah, give me a society check to see if you've come across the language.
Cause like I can't read Japanese, but like I know what Japanese looks like.
I mean, yeah. Are you sure it's Japanese and not like Korean or Chinese though?
Actually, yes.
Very well.
Hey, Teku. Take that from the stash.
Oh yeah, we do have that.
822. You're not overly sure. It's definitely one of the older languages, as it has the more runic look to it. So it's definitely not like an exotic language. It's one of the common languages of the world, but you're having trouble picking which one it is.
The Copperhead language should work, right?
Yep, you're using it.
For Teku, I told her to.
You're using it, Ren.
Yeah, sure, why not? Use.
I mean, this is like the perfect time to use it, otherwise it'll just sit and rot in our fucking stash.
The target can understand the meaning of a single language it hears or reads when you cast a spell. As you cast the spell, Teku, and stare at the words, you watch as the language kind of like warps before you, as it kind of gets like translated into your mind to a language you can read.
Ah.
Along the top of this strange-looking stone tablet, it basically reads something along the lines of, in honored memory of those lost from the great city in the sky. And underneath it is just a sprawling list of different names that have been carved into it.
Ooh.
Teku will definitely read the first half and then, well, it's names, so she kind of just reads the names silently to herself and I guess offers up a prayer.
Does this tell you what language it is, or just let you read it?
Casting, cast number, cast.
Let's see, translate.
See,
You can understand the meaning of a single language. You cast. This does not let you understand codes, languages, crouched in metaphor, and the like. If you can hear or see multiple language, you either pick or the DM chooses.
So no, I don't think I know which language it is. I just understand it now.
You can understand it next hour or so for how long translate works. But if someone was to ask you, 1 hour. If someone was to ask you what language it is, you wouldn't actually know.
City in the Sky, does that, like, if we were to try to do like that rings a bell, what would the...
Society.
Is it society or is...
Yeah, you can do another society check if you want to.
City in the Sky? Because that actually sounds familiar to me as a player, but
I sort of remember it.
So it could be a few things. It could obviously be an actual city in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys know that certain the flying races that have like a deep understanding of magic and also the element of air currents actually build their homes up in the clouds. So it could be referring to something like that. But also being on top of a massive mountain range like this, it could also be referring to, say, like a dwarven city that's built on the mountain that reaches into the sky. Whatever it is, though, it sounds like the city is either lost or gone in some way, and the names here are likely people who used to live there.
Fair enough.
I will also give this to Scully because of your archaeology background.
Right.
Looking around at these things, they're not new, but in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty recent. So you think they're only like 10, 20, 30 years old.
Like, relatively, I got you.
Like, like, there is show of age because, you know, you're up in a mountain, wind, and all that. But this isn't, like, speaking of, like, something from hundreds of years ago. This is relatively new, whatever the setup is.
Fair enough. Alright then. Shall we can move forward? There's probably more tablets for you to read. And if we can get to them before the spell runs out, you can actually read them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Just go ahead and look for the tablets, and then we can decide what we do with the information after.
Yeah.
I see Uni forgot Merryweather again.
My child! I did!
You can put them on you and then, like, click and drag to select both.
Right?
And then you can move them both at the same time.
Okay.
I'm also happy to delete any familiars and then bring them out when you decide you actually want them. If you don't want to worry about dragging them around.
I got him now.
I'm okay with deleting Ophira because honestly, I'm not going to use her until, you know.
Alright.
What is?
Because you guys can now you guys can probably see it. As you get here and have raised up onto the hill a bit more and peek up, you see at the very top of this mountain range, ain't at the very peak, this massive shrine that has been built that is like 2 large bazaars of fire burning on each side of it, lighting it up with all these like stonework, like perfectly crafted in every way to make out this shrine. And currently standing around it in what looks like prayer, you guys see 3 hill giants, just kind of like towering over everything else around them other than this shrine, which looks like it's been built for them, essentially.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so this was obviously a giant city of some kind that they have a monument built to. You know, it makes sense that this is probably giant language they've written in.
Fair enough.
With your roll from earlier, Scully,
Yes.
I'll let you know you actually missed out on it by, I think it was 2 points. But seeing the giants here, it immediately clicks like, yes, that was giant language.
Ooh, okay.
In front of you, Ren seems to be like a more moderate shrine, like it is still built for giant use. But inside it, you can see a large bowl of incense, and there's also like little candles that you can light as you go by. A small little sign written in giant, and you can still read thanks to the spell, simply says, for speaker name, aim, and light a candle for remembrance.
I will do so.
I think as a player, I might know what this might be referring to, but I'm not entirely sure.
Alright. Currently, there are 18 candles burning inside the shrine, so it seems like it's been recently used by quite a few individuals.
Fair enough.
What name do you speak when you light a candle for them?
Do I have a list of names that I can choose from, or?
No.
Name him Jerry.
You think it's for people to come here and remember loved ones or people that they knew, who, whatever the seeing the sky incident was. And I can come and light a candle for that individual.
Huh.
Sweet.
City in the sky.
The main thing I can remember, like, as a player about a city in the sky, is the castle in the sky.
Same.
So, I
This one happened to be a callback to a certain thing we blew up with a WND, was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it when we blew up a certain city with a magical tower?
Is this Ninja asking or done somehow talking about something he has no knowledge of?
Ninja asking. Ninja.
I'm just speaking to God.
Don't think that no. Think that might be better knowledge.
No, I said ninja's asking. Not done. Ninja.
Still seems like meta knowledge that you tried to impose onto the DM by asking him questions instead of finding out.
How
That's fair.
you? As a player, I'm just asking if this is related to an event of ours.
Well, why don't you find out instead of trying to skip ahead?
Fair enough, fine.
What the
I think
fuck was
it
his
can
name?
entirely be unrelated, I'm pretty sure, but it's just since Ninja brought it up, I was just like, you know, it could be.
I will say the name of. Oh, what was his name from the Rosengard?
Otari?
Otari?
Yes, Otari.
Yeah, you light a candle for Otari and place it in the shrine. There are now 19 candles burning.
Okay.
So do we want to continue forward, or you just want to leave these alone?
I mean, I'm curious. I doubt they're gonna be hostile.
Well,
Yeah,
I think this is probably a holy-ish site, so yeah, probably is not going to be a place they're going to be eager to show violence as long as no violence is shown in return, so yeah, you're probably right.
Also, I don't think I want to go into violence when I'm like on not deaf door. I mean, I still have more points, but you
Well,
know.
I know.
As you have proper visuals, I've deleted the invisible walls, so if you guys just want to skip somewhere rather than going the long way of circling around the entire mountain, you can. You just point to something and be like, what's that, as you go up.
Okay,
All right.
Fair enough.
so I imagine Ren's gonna read all the tablets.
Yes, I am.
As you approach the second tablet, this one, rather than being like list of names and speaking of the city, it instead is a tablet of prayer and asking for forgiveness for basically some act of where the people who are asking for forgiveness led themselves to some great disaster in pursuit of basically the lust of battle and unworthy ambition.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did that, didn't they?
I mean, if I remember, mine and Cole's character didn't feel too bad about it. Like,
They were Gucci.
You two are definitely leading to the lower spectrum of the alignment charts.
Yeah.
I won't say you were on the evil alignment chart, but you're definitely leading more towards that with the characters you made for that story.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily evil. I just, saw a problem to remove. Saw a way to remove a problem, and
This was the quickest solution.
the pragmatic approach.
What is the saying? You get start shit, get shit back, in a sense, or something like that.
Look around,
no.
find out.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't start none. There won't be none.
Mm-hmm.
The third tablet that you approach, Teku, this one feels more directed at someone. It doesn't list an actual name, but the way it's written, it feels like it's talking about someone, and is essentially cursing them and like not trying to shift the entire blame, but signaling this individual out as the one who is the reason for this great downfall, and cursing them essentially to never find rest in the afterlife.
Oh, that's...
Wow.
Did it say a name or?
It doesn't say a name, but the way it is written, it feels like the way like a bard would write a poem about like a tyrant king or something like that.
Ah.
Oh, they're probably blaming her, yeah.
Well, it's now a guy in this one universe.
Ah.
Right?
I know what you're talking about. Yes, to answer that question, Ninja, but unclear if they're referring to that individual, though.
Fair enough.
It feels more directed, more like the giants are talking inwards at themselves rather than blaming a greater god for their downfall.
Fair enough.
It's fair.
Another small shrine?
Yep.
Anything different, or?
No, it seems more of the same of like lighting a candle in remembrance. There's probably been actually like a few of these going up. There's just not like imagery for every single one of them. You get the feeling it's, trying to remember possibly the entire population of a giant city, so...
Jesus.
There's a lot of these for a lot of people.
Fair enough.
That one had 14 candles currently lit in them. This final one is a pledge, seems to be a pledge from the entire giant race, essentially, pledging to go out and find greatness and redeem themselves in the eyes of their father and mother.
Sweet.
So, yeah. Roll me a religion check, actually.
Okay, that I can definitely do.
Religion.
I don't have a very high religion, but I'll still roll.
Yeah,
You did very well.
That's not too bad, yeah.
You want to roll as well, Scully, or...
I'll roll too. Meh.
Alright, kind of rings a bell, Scully, but everyone else can fill in the gaps that Scully misses out. Essentially, the giant's religion is that, they were one of, the earliest races that walked this planet, and they've kind of, deified what they refer to as the mother and father, which is the parents of their race who birthed all of them into existence. So, when a giant speaks of the mother and father, they're not necessarily actually talking about their actual parents, but rather, the parents of their entire race. And you feel like this is what this shrine is referring to. That essentially they've begged for forgiveness, mourning those that were lost because of some great disaster, cursed the one responsible, and are now kind of pulling themselves up to be like, but we will be better now, and go out and find greatness once again.
Fair enough.
So Ren is gonna look at the statue.
As you approach, you see this very large statue of what you can only assume is a giant, and most likely made as a proper, replicate, so this statue is huge, it's actually giant height. Looking up at it, it seems to be of a very old man with this with a beard that kind of almost reaches down to the floor itself. You assume he was probably very popular in dwarf society. Written on the plaque, it says in memory of Odwain, and the giant who walked this planet when it first was created, and was lost when the sky fell. So,
I feel like that sounds familiar.
That sounds like more of an origin story.
So, looking around and at all the other shrines, they're smaller in stature, and many names are written on the same plaque. Whoever this individual was worthy of his own, statue, essentially, in remembrance of him. But going off it, it seems like whatever this tragedy was, he was also lost in it.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, fair enough.
What you want to do now?
Okay.
Let's bother the giants.
Unfortunately, yeah.
As you say that, Scully, funny enough, and like look up at them. The two on the side are still like deep in prayer. But this one standing on the stairs, he hasn't like done anything, but you can tell that he's like turned his attention just to like see what you guys are doing as he like not full on watching you guys, but he every so often like glances down at you guys just to see what you're up to.
Yeah.
Can I wave at him?
I'm pretty sure you can. It's not like we're doing anything. As long as you don't do anything crazy, I think we're gonna be fine.
I'm not gonna flip him off.
Hello.
I didn't say you were.
As you guys walk up the stairs, he turns and leaves the other two in prayer, walking down the large giant steps to meet you on this middle platform. In a language that only Rendon understands, thanks to the scroll. The rest of you just hear this, like, softly whispered but still deep and somewhat booming voice echo out in like a rumbling, like deep earthen and sound that he makes, but you don't understand. But Teku, you hear him say, Greetings, small folk. Are you here peaceful in remembrance?
Yes, we are.
We mean no harm.
Does he understand common?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
So it allows you to understand, not to speak it. So
yeah.
I'm assuming Teku would have to respond in common. In which case, when he hears you say that, he'll like slowly drop down and like sit on the steps so he can be more at eye level with you guys, but still like fucking towers over all of you as he does, and like leans in and says, "You have seen battle recently, I can tell.
Yeah.
Tell me, what great honor did you just perform?"
We fought a rock.
Giant
we fought
bird.
a bird.
Rock. Yeah, it's a rock.
You see like this somber smile like creeper on his face when you say that. A great victory then.
Oh, thank you.
Just Carmen giving a thumbs up from the back.
It was a well fought battle, but not without its its exhaustions.
Its pains.
Done being all like covered in blood.
Yeah, you got snacked on.
This shrine is a safe place, so if you seek respite, here is better than anywhere else in this lands.
Sounds good.
We appreciate.
Sounds very good.
Thank you. Curiosity is getting the better of me. We've read a little bit of, Teku read a little bit.
I have read out loud
some of
the tablets that we've been coming across. So I was gonna ask if we can roll a society check to see if our characters are knowledgeable of the events that they speak of specifically.
I imagine
will allow both you and Ninja to roll. How far traveled was Carmen, Cole? Did she ever come this way, or was she more north?
I don't know. Carmen's just someone who has been wandering around, so she could have been anywhere, honestly. She's, like I said, her whole thing is that she's on this realm to be sort of a knight errant.
Enough.
So she's just hermiting about.
Then, yeah, I might just give it to the two of you then. And, funny enough, this stuff is actually probably too recent for Scully. Scully's having the opposite effect of, being a long-lived character.
Yep.
You youngins?
So,
I
society?
mean, you were in the grave for most of this.
I was on the ground.
I would hardly call that a roll.
Oh, hey, forget hero points.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Is that your roll, Ninja, the 25?
Yep.
Alright. Taku, you haven't been able to piece anything together. But for Dunn, when you used to live in these lands growing up,
Mm-hmm.
so you know, to the south of the Sunset mountain range, there are 3 other mountain ranges known as the 3 Scars, because when you look at them on the map, it kind of looks like how an animal would scar a tree or something. That's how they've kind of formed.
Mm-hmm.
So one is the Iron Hammer, one is the Mithril Range, and the other one is the Frostspires.
Oh.
The Frostspires used to be essentially home to the giants in this land. Like, their massive citadel city used to be built along that mountain range.
Mm-hmm.
But about 20 years ago, there was a giant war where essentially the dragons tried to resurrect their tyrannical father to bring destruction to the land. And the story goes that the giants helped with that because they wanted to re-spark the war between giants and dragons to find glory.
That's right. That is how that went down.
But what ended up happening, no one knows exactly what. Well, some people do, but you wouldn't know this part.
Right.
All you know is the story says that as punishment for siding with the tyrant dragon, a bright light shone down from the heavens and destroyed the entire giant society city. Like, just wiped it clear off the map.
Okay.
Everyone who was there.
So I was remembering the right event just from the other side of the event.
Well, yeah, that you're remembering the other side because we were the ones who caused the fucking bright light.
Yeah.
So I imagine how Dunn would remember it is that it is a tale that was told to him because of one of the a Nagaji fought in that. So it's like minor tidbits that he remembers from that war, and he's like, oh, that's right, there was giants in that, and they were divine punishment because he doesn't know what it was actually.
That's kind of, so I will say the divine punishment thing is what most people who have looked into the subject have come to the conclusion of, that some god, and many people assume the giants gods themselves, basically punished the giants for siding with dragons.
Ooh.
As like a punishment for their ambition to try and like restart a war to destroy the world, just so that they could fight in their eternal war against the dragons once more. Like, essentially they broke the peace, and because of that were punished.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
If that's true or not, and there might have been another reason why it happened.
Right.
unreliable.
As you know, when people don't have the full information, they make myths and legends about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So at best, there's probably some. At best, probably at some tavern in the back, there was some fucking bard singing about it that we just didn't pay attention to.
I'm saying that it's a legend, like it was mentioned in part of the legend of one of the like, I say legend, he's still alive, I'm pretty sure.
He is still
Yep,
alive.
he's still alive.
Yeah, so it's the legend of one of the princes of the Nagaji princes that he fought in this war. And, you know, they kind of just mentioned it, not really say, because he didn't take part of that. But it was like, it's part of the war that he was in. And that was it. That's all he knows, really. He hasn't looked further
So
into
I'll
it,
put it this way. The people who know the truth, there were 5 people present, and 3 of them were you guys. So
Yeah.
how much is known kind of relies on your characters to be blabbermouths.
I think 2 of them would not be blabbermouths because we were part of a darker organization.
I would like to point out that one of them lives basically at the foot of these mountains, who's definitely not gonna blabbermouth. Considering, the proximity.
Oh yeah, blood splatter. Right, it was Nyx.
It was Nyx, it was your elf boy.
Oh no.
Right, Zevral.
Several, it was,
Oh no.
I think we're losing Uni.
Oh no. It
Oh.
was Nick, Zavril, and Volkart.
Volkart.
Yes.
Hello. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
The only one I see... Oh no, we're losing everything. Up.
Oh.
Up. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? No, she's gone, I think.
Well darn.
So I think the only one who has,
We can stall for time a little bit,
Yeah.
see if she comes back.
I think the only one who can really, be a blabbermouth about it is Bulkhart, because good old blood splatter Nyx is not going to be a blabbermouth about it, considering she basically lives at the foot of these mountains.
I mean,
No, Volkart, whatever he would be doing, and the only thing that he probably really says a lot is the fact that he's the one who actually ended up taking the
I'm sure Volkan's too busy bragging about being the one who defeated the dragon, being the only one who actually lived in that fight.
Yeah.
And Zavarel, the only one out of those 2 who was with him who would probably brag about it is Orikana, which was his demon patron. Because she'll probably be like, ha ha ha, those fucking giants got what they deserved.
Nyx lives
The
too
2
close to these
NPCs who
mountains.
were with you. One was the member who was also a member of Zavriel and Volkart's organization, so she's definitely not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the child student who basically had one of the dragon masks that you got off him because he's kind of the whole reason why the cult went there in the first place.
It
So
was a
he's
fake
probably
melt.
keeping his yep, it was a fake, and he's definitely keeping his involvement on
The
what
down
happened
low.
after that in the down low.
So the only one who has, the reason I say Volkart would probably be the only one to brag about this is because he did... Am I allowed to spoilers?
About what?
About what?
Yeah, it's in the past, and
Fair enough, about Volkart going off to become a dragon.
I mean, that's kind of how Cole wrapped up his character, so anyone who's seen those VODs knows what happened to Volkart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, yeah, but it's still something he probably wanted to say, because it was the NPCs who pushed the button. We just let them do it.
That's true. That is very true.
So Volkar's biggest bragging point is he's the one who was the last man standing in that fight.
There he was. God, that fight was stressful.
You had 3 choices: don't use it, or use it, and you had 2 targets: the Giants or the Colt. And you guys decided to take the Giants out of the equation.
yeah, because I do believe even if we targeted the cult, it wasn't really going to do much, and it would probably hurt us more than...
Yeah.
You figured wiping out the Colt's army of, mercenary and cultists was less valuable than taking out actual giant armies.
Yeah, the Giants felt like they could have been put a bit more dent in our forces, so we're just like, you know what, let's take out those first.
Yeah.
So he basically hammered it down their entire area and then just left it there.
Yep.
Has
No, she's still having issues. Yeah, I don't think Zara would have spoken much about this. Hello.
Hello?
oh
Are
Back
we?
on the
Are you,
phone.
Oh, you're back on the phone?
okay.
That's alright. Well, you don't really need Foundry anyway. It's probably just going to be more storytelling.
Yeah.
Okay,
fair
well,
enough.
then this will work for now.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't worry, you didn't miss anything. They'll just discuss. They'll just.
We were discussing the history of the character of the players, actually, not the characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want, you can get the rundown. We can give you the rundown later.
Sounds good.
But yeah, to go to your original thing, that's how much you know, done.
Mhm.
You know essentially what the story is, that, giants got too ambitious and were punished.
Yep.
So, we will go, what were we going to ask the giant or talk to him about?
I think we were just good on the fact that we could just take a rest here. Everybody could heal up.
It's like
Heal.
probably be like this is a memorial for the incident that happened long ago, correct?
He gave the nod, like, yep, yes, almost 20 years ago, when people were punished for their ambition.
Out of curiosity, what's the lifespan of a giant?
Depends on the giant. So, hill giants, who are, like, the youngest and, like, smallest of the giants, have a few hundred years.
Right.
But, you know, like, the oldest being Cloud Giant can live for, like, hundreds of thousands.
Oh my goodness.
So, going back to that statue that you just looked about the guy that says, like, he walked the earth when it was first created. That may not be an exaggeration if that guy is that old.
Oh.
He might actually. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably an exaggeration for, you know, when the planet was first formed. Like, that's probably a bit out of their lifespan, but he could be very much a very old person.
Right.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah, hundreds of thousands of years, I imagine.
So, if we're going to give a real life example, it would be like a human who was alive when humans first appeared on this planet. Like, the first idea of a human.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
wow.
Adam.
That old.
Like, yeah, it's as if Adam was still around.
Damn.
Fuck.
So, if our plaque is correct, then it sounded like there was a very old giant who used to live in that sea before it got wiped out.
Oh wow.
And giants, I presume, are a little more durable, right?
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
I'm going to do a medicine on Dunn.
Okie dokie.
One last thing we'll say is this: we'll do our best to not cause any disrespect, and we'll pay mind for what this stands for.
He'll give a small nod and say thank you. Me and my battle brothers will be moving on to the north soon, and so... If you see others come this way, if you see any others coming this way, tell them that we look forward to seeing them in the north.
Alright. We will let them know.
We'll pass it on.
Uni,
Yes?
if you have headphones.
Let me try and see if I can find some.
And I suppose we take a rest while we're here.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys may take a rest after about like an hour, because you're going around messing everyone, I'm assuming. You'll watch as the three giants make their depart and head back down the mountain and start heading north.
Fair enough. Well, it's not fully healed,
Do you
but
go and have a look at the big shrine that they're at?
Yes.
You see that when you get there, it's absolutely massive. Like, the table here is like obviously a giant stone table, so it takes you some time to actually climb up so you can have a look what's on there. But you see what looks like a very like detailed carving of like a large number of individuals like huddled around together with a small candle burning around, so they're like huddling around like ones with a fire. You see a number of large plates with offerings of like gold and silver and jewelry and stuff scattered around the table. But then you find a small small for giants, I should say, not small for you guys.
Fair enough.
A large, small stone tablet, and as you climb over to have a read of it, Ren?
Yeah?
It is a message.
Ooh.
It is kind of an open invitation for other hill giants, basically saying, much like the city, the Great Queen is dead. And let us find a new home to the north where we might be welcomed once more.
as a player, I think I remember that one too.
Yeah, I definitely remember that one.
So is it like, kind of like just like a way marker, like telling them where to go?
Yep. So, looking at it, and like, following it, it is basically going back the way you guys just went along the Salt Road. However, instead of like crossing the ocean over to Absalon, it follows the coast around and then goes into like the midland of Galorian. So it looks like these guys are going into the actual continent itself.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Blue. We were the ones who technically killed the queen. As
yes,
well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one out there.
Yeah, I think it was a two-shot actually, but yeah, the one shot you guys had, where you did part of the ruinous king lords, I think, like the ruinous giant lords. You basically you went around and dealt with some of the you dealt with one of the rampaging giants.
Yeah.
Right.
You killed a hill giant queen.
Right. I remember I was testing out Damien for Chris Estrad on that.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Or the Legend of Gruck has now started in the middle of the goblin race.
I made a catfolk bard and just named it Khajiit.
Aww.
It was kind of a weird something to do while I got Curse of Strahd going, but
Yeah.
I figured the importance of what you ended up doing is worthy enough to be in this game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, just kind of continues to build on the whole giants got fucked in this land.
Yeah.
They got.
They've not been having a good time lately.
No, they have not.
They got kind of fucked.
Something that I realized, which is terrible, is that if I remember correctly, the ones who survived were basically all warriors and whatnot because they were heading towards the battle for Tiamat. But the city, the most that were destroyed in the city were non-combatants and like children and stuff like that.
The idea was you destroyed the city to make the army go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
We war
one
crimes.
of our more...
We
yeah,
war crimes.
Yeah.
You war crimed hard on that one.
Yeah, we really did.
And I'm not gonna lie, blood splatter. Yeah, no, the name isn't kind. It's a fun coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, she was on the path for vengeance.
So there was real blood splatter.
I do believe it was voting on whether we should do it or not, and I think we barely beat him out because of like Cole and my character were basically like, it's a mean to an end, let's do it, because we were also playing like
You weren't the
not
best
so
of
good.
people.
Yeah, we weren't the best of people. We were the not so good characters. So
It was a faction story with a bunch of different factions.
yeah.
Their old characters retired, and to bring them into the story, I was like, do you want to be part of one of the factions? And
Yeah.
both of them essentially picked
The evil
the-
faction.
the evil of the factions that were working to help save the world.
Yeah.
So you had two more dubious characters. Like, I'm not going to say they were evil, because I don't think they were full-on evil, but
Fair enough.
they were definitely more stealth-aligned in how they did things.
Yeah.
They were here to get their job done, get paid, and go home.
I do believe we had another player at the time, and they were all against it.
Yeah.
And then it fell to Ren, either Ren or we got one of the NPCs to vote on it. But
I think I left it just up to you guys, because NPCs will do what the players say most of the time.
Fair enough.
Right.
So it was.
So I think you guys convinced Ren to say yes, is what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. They convinced me to war crimes.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah, we did convince you to war crimes, because if it came down to it, we would be fighting giants on the battlefields. And
Which isn't great.
Yeah.
I will let you know, had you not done it during the fight with Tiamat,
Mhm.
when there was, like, other, minions running around to help Tiamat, like the cultists and stuff, there would have also been giants on the field.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
And seeing
It
as
would have been painful.
you guys, that is probably the closest we've got to a failed campaign where 3 of you were dead and it was just Cole who was alive. So,
Like dead?
No, we were
yeah,
knocked out.
dead.
No, we
No,
were knocked
two of you,
out.
two
I
of
was
you were
dead.
and you-
I was
Oh,
dead.
really?
I died. And
Right,
you were
and the
dead
other-
too. We had to be revived.
I was knocked out. I'm pretty sure.
Ninja was knocked out. The other 2 of you were dead.
Right. Oh, yeah, and the other player's character remained dead.
Because
Chose
you
to
guys were
stay
kind of
dead.
angry at them.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, the other player was kind of going against the flow of us. So yeah, we were very much
Hey, we're not sorry to have them
Anyway.
go.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
yes, so going back to the original thing of reading the tablets, this is probably a bit more obscure, so you probably don't know about this part, but from what you gather, it sounds like whoever was leading the Hill Giants recently might have been slain, and that's why the Hill Giants might be leaving. By the sounds of it.
Fair enough.
So you get a feeling that it's very possible that you might have just watched the last 3 Hill Giants in Domainese just leave, if not, and any others might be a very big rarity going forward.
Fair enough. Well, if it isn't the consequences of our actions.
I mean, it's the consequences of our actions, but also technically theirs too.
That is
It's
true.
also their fault.
You don't decide, I'm gonna do this and not expect something to come back and bite you.
You fuck around, you find out.
Yep.
There was a lot of fucking around and finding out during that one.
Well, I will be saying, if going forward anyone decides they want to play Goliath next, you're going to have some deep history for that character.
Fair enough.
So, Goliaths are usually a half giants. They're half giant, half whatever. They're other races.
So they're big, but not like big.
I think you play like roughly like 8 to 10 feet tall, but you
Yeah.
still count it as a medium character because balance.
Fair enough.
Right.
That's fair.
So Kit was a Goliath, essentially?
If you wanted it to be, or she
Well,
could just been a really she could just been a really big kitsune.
No, she was part giant. I remember
Yeah,
that.
she would have technically been a Goliath because Goliaths are half giant. Basically, like how a half elf is half elf, half whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The elf part gets prioritized in that combination. So
And
Kit could have technically been a Goliath and been prioritized the giant half of her, but you chose for her to be a kitsune instead.
Fair enough.
yeah, she was just a very, very tall kid.
How tall is tall?
Tall.
I think so she was considered a large creature when I played her, but she wasn't like large like how Pathfinder has it. So I think she was around like 10 feet.
The thing with with playing a large character, because you're a 10 by 10 character, having a 5-foot reach kind of messes up a lot of things because that means you're now reaching within like 12 spaces of you rather than the 8 spaces.
Yeah.
So balance becomes very odd for combat and stuff to keep into mind.
Mm-hmm.
Any reach weapon you have 10 feet away from a large creature is like actually almost 20 feet away from a medium-sized character.
Fair.
So reach weapons become insane.
That is kind of scary.
But also the big thing is just like traversing. Like, if I was to ever build a dungeon for you guys, for example, I would have to keep in mind that if I had it's a hallway that's 5 foot wide. You're not fitting in there, and therefore you guys can't do the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to squeeze through a lot of things, I remember. To the point that she actually was removed from the story for a while.
Yeah.
It was just too big to proceed.
I remember being very upset at Blue for that because I was like, at the time I was playing 2 characters and I was having more fun with her than the other one. And she wasn't my main character.
I think if I was running it now, the solution would have just been like, can we just make her a medium character?
Yeah.
Still let her be tall in the story, RP wise, but can we just make her medium as a token?
Yeah.
Make it just a little easier for everybody involved.
So in Pathfinder, there are characters who would technically be a large creature because of how big they are, like Goliaths.
Mm-hmm.
But the game still counts them as being mediums for balancing and ease of mind for DMs.
Yeah.
Which I like. Thumbs up.
Yep.
Less to worry about.
So before we leave this place, can I ask
Everyone make sure to rest.
I already rest.
You rested.
Somebody rest for me, please.
Fair.
Also another thing I just remembered about a large creature.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how weapons would then work. When you have something like the enlarged belt, which makes your category size larger, it also affects your weapon, and basically gives your weapon like the striking effect, where you get to roll 2 dice for damage.
I'm guessing you're gonna.
If you're a medium character, you basically always get the effects of striking on you. So then, if you then throw an actual striking rune on you, you're now rolling 4 dice.
You're a menace to society.
I'm guessing Dunn is about to ask me to heal.
Yeah, you see if you can do one more heal before we leave.
How much health do you need?
Let me check. I'm at... I can actually do the quick math. 115 minus 94? I need 21.
That sounds like expert healing.
Scully needs 3, so I think that's probably fine.
I'll live.
Treat wounds. Oh wait, I need to give myself +1 due to my...
If Scully's gonna help.
I'm gonna help.
+3.
So +3. You fail, so you waste 10 minutes.
Let's try again. Look, at least it wasn't a catastrophic failure.
Yeah. Done at least.
Yep. Plus 2 on this one because I can the healer staff is once an hour. There we go.
Oh, you got a critical success this time.
Neat.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you.
healing done.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Yes.
We move on. Teku offers
You
up
are no
another
longer
prayer.
dying for now.
Yep.
Alright, you guys begin to make your march down the hill away from the peak. After some time, the snow begins to part a little bit, and you start seeing grass and greenery starting to appear more often as the snow becomes rather than knee thick, it goes down to ankle, and then eventually it's under your feet, just crunching in sleet and stuff as you walk. Eventually, as you part through this large forest following the road, you are greeted by the open sky proper, and before you, you see this massive stretch of just flat greenery with rivers running through it as far as you can see, just off into the distance. As you look down around the rivers and stuff, you eventually spot in the distance what looks like a settlement built around the river. Kind of built on both sides of the river and connected by a large circular wall that goes around the town.
Oh.
Looking at your map, you believe that might be the end of the Salt Road, a town known as Greenless.
Oh.
Greenless?
Greenest.
Greenless. So, Green, so green, and then Lass, L-A-S.
Oh, green less.
Oh, I heard green. Yeah, I heard green less, like less green.
I think Red said green nest.
Yeah, I heard greenest.
So we were all wrong.
No, blue was right.
Yes.
Blue. Yeah, blue.
It seems green nest would be a nice stop to stop in, so
We
let's
go
check
stop
it
in
out.
greenest.
Yep.
Alright. As you start following the path, however, up ahead, you notice what looks like a watchtower is built along the road, with a large wooden gate that actually acts as a barrier up ahead. As you guys squint and look ahead, you notice a small battalion of what look like kobolds walking along the wall, or each armed with spears and shields.
Aww.
Little guys!
The kobold. Oh.
Kobold
Most of
Toll!
the guys are adults.
They're still little guys.
They're just little guys. Don't worry about them.
Looking at this large tower / wall feature up ahead of you, you see two banners hanging on the tower. One looks like a mountain with a sun coming up from behind it, and another is of a sword that's kind of plunged into the ground with a river coming out, then leaving the blade and running towards the end of the banner.
Any checks we can roll to see if we know?
Society!
You can do a society if you wish.
Society. Yeah, I've been doing good on these rolls.
Deku, you have no idea. Done.
I feel so angry about that. On my side, I thought I got a 14, not a 4. That dice roll.
Done.
Oh no, wait, it was a 4. God damn.
You kind of remember as you were like last in Domainese and you came this way to like leave and head off into Epsilon and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You remember coming through Green Laughs, and you remember the banner with the sword with the river coming through it, which is the banner for that particular town.
Huh.
The mountain with the sun behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not quite sure what that's about, but you are aware that these mountains are called the Sunset Mountains.
Huh.
So it might be related to that, question mark?
Fair enough.
But going by the banner, you think this might be some kind of like toll gate, bulwark type thing for the town at the foot of the mountain.
Fair enough.
Alright. Well then, I guess we approach until they
Until they
interrupt
stop us.
Are we allowed to just technically move up until...
Yeah, so you guys will get about here.
Alright.
As you walk up the stairs to get in line with this kind of like boarded up area, you see 3 kobolds with spears kind of like turn to face you, who get in position behind near these barricades where another walks up and stands on this rock to greet you.
Mm-hmm.
Built up on the side, you see what looks like a walkway where a green kobold with a crossbow and this kind of like white pale kobold carrying a staff kind of like looks down at you guys as you approach.
They're not, like, aggressive, are they?
They look like they're on guard in case something happens. Like, they will... If they see hostility, you think they're going to easily just jump in, so no surprise round if you guys try to jump them.
Fair enough.
So they're just analyzing us, okay.
Like
enough.
a bunch of security guards.
The closest one walks up, standing on this kind of like stone slab, to like kind of get a bit of a height advantage on you guys. So really just makes him around the same height as you.
Small little guy.
He counts out. He seems to like count each of you, and then in this kind of like broken common, then yells out, "Destination."
I believe Dunn is the one leading us in a direction right now, so...
Yes, I'm trying to remember the city of where Father lays.
You're sorry if you're thinking of the capital is Bream.
Bream. Tell him we're passing through to Bream.
See him kind of like sit there, like thinking to himself. He then turns around, chitters something to the guy behind him, who then looks up and chitters something up to the guys up on the path up here.
Are they speaking in Draconic?
They are speaking. Yes.
So I would kind of be able to catch on to this, wouldn't I?
Yep, so anyone who speaks Draconic would hear the chittering.
I have Draconic too, right?
I believe so.
I think I'm the only one who doesn't.
I don't have it either.
Oh, wow.
I didn't go for a high intelligence roll, so I just know common and kit snake.
Fair.
I don't really need to shell, so yeah.
You would hear the red one call out, "What's the count?" The one behind him then basically relays the message up top.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys watch as the white cobalt with the staff walks up, kind of like holds his hand out towards you guys, and seems to be casting a spell.
Aggressively?
I mean, he's casting a spell.
I mean, not all spells are aggressive, but...
I think he's just scanning us to see what we have on us.
I mean,
okay.
Are we checking for contraband?
Dun whispers to Teku, it's like, it seems that the one on top is casting a spell. Do you think you could identify it? Because I think you have something for that.
Do I have identify magic?
I think you do. I thought you used it last time.
Honestly, yeah.
Magic.
I do have identify magic. So I will concentrate.
And see if he can identify the magic that the other one is casting upon us.
Alright, I have to fucking look up the web page to find out what the fucking new spell's name is, because they've changed, because it's obviously been changed.
Ah, fair.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
I like this music.
It is very nice.
Ah, it's got approximate now. Alright, he is casting a cantrip known as approximate. So what approximate would do that you would find from your spell casting Teku, he thinks of an object, so it could be, so, yeah, it could be like, how much string someone has, for example, and he would then count how much string is around him in, like, say, 100-foot radius.
Uh-huh.
And then he would get he would get that number to the closest whole number told back to him.
He's
So, you're not sure what he's approximating for, but he seems to be trying to estimate something about you guys.
he's counting?
Probably trying to determine the worth of stuff we have on us. This is only an estimated guess, though.
Or to speak to Chronic after a minute of him casting, you hear him yell at 5,000.
Ah,
Gold. He's counting gold.
yeah.
How much money we got?
When he yells that, you see some of the kobolds like eyes wide, eyed in like a hungry manner.
Don't even think about it.
Oh, yeah. We do have about 5,000 gold in total.
Yeah.
What's it all?
It's the life of adventuring, isn't it?
Yep.
The kobolds start chittering among themselves as those who speak Draconic would hear them yelling out different values. Eventually coming to a consensus of around 150 before this one turns around in front of you and then says, it's in common, 150 each to pass the toll.
Okay.
Wait.
Do all of us have enough for that?
I mean, I have at least 500 gold on me right now, so if you, depending on.
In total, you need 600 gold.
That is a lot of money to be just giving up.
Well, if you want to try and talk him down, go ahead. One of you, I'm sure, has I mean, I have diplomacy, but I don't speak.
I was so curious if you were about to like try and negotiate or just let yourself get bullied by kobolds, which would be a funnier option.
I want to negotiate because
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot of gold to just be giving up.
They're being a little greedy, and we can tell that they're being greedy.
I shall try to negotiate a better price here.
Can we help?
Yep. So.
Don't look at me.
If you have diplomacy check as trained.
I have diplomacy trained.
I have no idea right now.
I'll have a look for you, Uni.
take, Gucci.
So if you assist with that done, that makes it a 27.
Nice.
Alright. He doesn't have diplomacy, so he will make just a simple charisma check. Now, he has a very good modifier of -1. So that would be a critical success for Carmen.
Yeah.
So, Carmen, what is your counter offer?
Carmen we'll say about...
I'm willing to pay 50.
Yeah,
Was gonna
50
say
was the one
50
that...
too.
Yeah, 50 was like the number that my brain kind of just landed on randomly. But, Carmen, what do you think?
I mean, I got a critical success, so Carmen's going to, give him a big kitsune smile and say, "We'll be willing to pay you 50 if you're willing to be really nice to us today."
50 each.
Yes, 50 each.
50 in total, bro.
He looks up at you with giant big lizard eyes. As you say that, kind of gets a bit shy and shifty and says, "Pretty kitsune, yes. 50 each sounds good."
Okay. I am okay with this.
I am okay with 50.
Much better than 150.
I will remove
Alright,
50 gold from my...
Yeah, I already remember.
I'm surprised how willing you guys were just where Cole was just like, "Yeah, I have that."
No, I was not. Look, I was not willing because I'm saving my gold for something. That's why
I too am saving my gold.
I just thought it was kind of funny that I didn't get immediate backlash. It was just immediately like, "I have that."
I mean, we do have it, but like 600 gold. That's a lot.
It's a lot, especially to give to some
Yeah.
kobolds that we could easily bully.
No, I don't want to bully them. They're the town guard. But,
Yeah, like, here's the thing, I
Carmen just-
definitely don't want to bully them because they are the town guard. We bully them, we have the entire town on us.
No, you just have to be pretty fox in the eye patch to say nice things.
Look, he's very scary. He has a whole 18 hit points.
You could sneeze on him.
Don't be rude.
I mean, look, if Carmen was to actually attack them, she would kill them. Because she
Yes.
can't do non-lethal.
That, and I felt like the diplomacy would have been nicer since I didn't feel the need to, absolutely bully him.
Right.
This is
Give him a
more
noogie.
playful bullying.
Alright then. I think we all paid the 50? Or
Yep.
I think someone's gonna have to do it for Scully.
I'll do it. Go in a second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, now I'll let you know about that. The white cobalt dragon mage has a frost breath that does 5d6 damage.
That's pretty good, actually.
And max
not too bad.
30?
Yeah,
Yeah.
max 30.
I mean,
Solid enough, I suppose.
it is solid enough. I would be able to take that, what, 3 or 4 times?
He can cast it twice with his spell slots.
Oh!
And then he takes a nap.
Look,
Well,
I don't
when
want
I
to
say
piss
he
off
has-
an
when I
entire
say
ass
he has
town.
a dragon breath, I mean he has the spell dragon breath. He doesn't have an actual dragon breath.
Fair enough. That means I would be able to take it 3 times and still have some health over to be like, I might be able to take it 1 more. At max.
He can only take it twice. He can
Yes,
only do
I'm
it
a no.
twice, so.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like, it's okay.
You pull your money, put it into a small satchel that he hands you.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much just like, quick counts it, essentially, just to see if it's, like, somewhat correct.
He's approximating.
Yeah, he's approximating. That seems right. He'll then, put it into a bag he has on his back, turn back to you guys and say, Welcome to Domainese. Enjoy your stay.
Thank
Aw,
you.
adorable. Oh, suckers for kobold.
Yeah, our party likes kobolds.
I mean, our party has, players have played kobolds all at least once.
Yes.
So, to also ring in how much that is with that one as well, I said you guys could be any, like, evil monster race and I'd make it work, and you all just came back to me with Kobold.
Yeah.
Before we had started this campaign, I had already made Nitra, and I kind of wanted to use her because I wanted to try out Hexblade. I had no idea what everyone else was going to do.
Yeah, literally zero discussion. Just everyone went kobold.
Hey,
Like, you could have been in goblins, you could have been gnolls, you could have been whatever, like any monster race, because that was the theming. And then everyone just showed up on the day with a kobold.
yep.
So funny.
And for Uni, that was the other character that was named Dunn. He's a kobold.
Yeah, it was the third character called Dunn.
Yeah. Wait, no,
It's just an octopus.
Nah, you got Dunn in space.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Fun in space.
In
Yeah.
space.
We did a sci-fi campaign, and she made Dunn again.
Yeah.
I made a
Space.
different character that had a fucking bazooka that you couldn't name worth a shit.
You didn't put any points to shooting, that's why. You put all your points to the medicine.
That's very funny.
So I spent all of my free time practicing how to shoot.
Did it help?
Alright.
Not really.
Not really.
Like, I think I got a +1 to shooting eventually. And that's not a +1 to shooting, a +1 to what I originally had. Which was like a -2. So I went from -2 to -1.
That's so painful.
No, but at least she actually got one shot in. She once shot a person and killed him immediately.
Excellent. That one shot mattered.
Red picked a weapon that did a shit ton of damage, but he had no training in, so if he ever hit someone, he would probably instantly kill them. But, you know, never fucking hit anything.
Yeah. All I remember of that is that I ended up being the captain is because I was the only one who knew how to drive a ship.
Yes!
So I was like, okay, I guess I'm the captain.
Guess we're doing this now. What kind of species were y'all?
I was a red panda thing.
I was still Frogman.
So it was a frog, a fox, a red panda, and whatever Old played. I can't remember what Old picked.
Fair.
But yeah, passing the toll and leaving the mountains behind, you get into the big open plains, like going from like dry, horrible desert up in the cold, old Rocky Mountains, and now you guys are just in like wide stretch land, open plains of grass with very little like cover and trees anywhere you look. But there is what looks like actual infrastructure road built in here, leading out down towards a very large city built along the side of the river.
Cool.
As you guys, after probably another hour or two of walking, finally arrive in Greenlass.
Wow, this has changed. Nyx really pulled together, didn't she?
She really did.
Can we do some kind of history check or something to see if we know of this? Because I know it has not been that long since this city was...
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do another society check to see if... Here's the thing, I assumed you guys would have come through here because it's basically how you leave Domainese. It's like a border town, essentially.
True, but it doesn't mean...
I mean, unless you leave by ship, obviously, but... I assume you guys have been through here, so I'm happy to make the society check.
Fair enough. No. No. Your turn, Ren.
Now,
love to just tell Union how this city first started.
I'm down. Hit me.
Well, I mean, I think it would be interesting if like our characters knew it.
Look,
our
to be
characters
fair,
all knew it.
Teku was actually shipped off.
Fair
Teku
enough.
did leave this main land on a ship.
Technically,
And
Dunn
in that
also left
case-
on a ship too, so
so then yes, you two probably didn't come to Greenless then.
he wandered around for a while, but he did leave on a ship. So
You recognize the Banner of Greenless when you're up in the mountains at the Cobalt Toll, so you've obviously been here before.
mhm.
But your knowledge of the town probably isn't great.
Yeah, no.
But I'll tell you what you guys see. So, in the northern section along the road you guys travel in is just wide open areas of farmlands, and that have just been like cultivated into grains and other like livestock.
Mhm.
The main town itself is walled in by this large circular area where it seems like the majority of people live. This is all built at the base of a hill where a large castle sits, which itself has its own wall feature around it.
Mhm.
But then to the south and closer to the river, built all along that, a very different type of infrastructure is built that looks completely different than the rest of the city. Like, the rest looks more like typical medieval village-like.
Mhm.
But along the outside wall, running along the river,
Mhm.
looks a lot more like tribal infrastructure. And as you guys like glance down in that direction, leaving the main gates going into that area,
Mhm.
you see these large signs that just say Cobalt Town written there.
Fair enough.
Or the Cobalt District.
So, Blue, if you will tell me if I'm wrong or not, and maybe if you want to give it to me with the society check, maybe Dunn knows of this because of one of the legends of the Nagaji Prince, if I'm remembering this town correctly? Is this the place where Setsu said, I'm gonna fight the Rose got one shot, and
Yes,
got that
this
really
is the
nice
town.
scar? Yeah. Okay, I figured,
So-
I was remembering the structure, and I'm like, this looks familiar.
So, with an 11, you don't know everything that's all going to happen here.
Yes.
But I'll let you tell essentially Setsu's involvement in this story.
Right. So Dunn's like, I remember hearing about this town once in the mentioning of our prince's legend, where he fought he was a blue dragon, right? Like, he's a dragon, a dragonborn, like true dragon.
No, so he wasn't dragonborn. He was actually he was half dragon.
Oh,
So he was a proper dragon.
he fought a dragon, a blue half dragon, and when the town needed someone to stand up for them, he stepped forward and fought the blue dragon in honorable combat, though he did not leave it unscathed, and he was left with this lightning scar across his face. Though that battle may have scarred him, it's said that it drove him to better himself into the coming battles against the blue dragon. And that's how Dunn's gonna retell it. But so for context, Judy, basically, when we were fighting this dragon, blue dragon, he's basically like, one person come forward and fight me. Wait, how was it, Blue? It was
So he basically showed up with his army and was like, if one of you 1v1 me, and doesn't matter if you win or not,
Mhm.
but and prove you have honor,
Mhm.
I'll take my armies and leave this town alone.
Yeah, and I was playing a paladin at that time, so I said I'll be the honorable one. I was playing a.
She got one shot with a breath weapon and went up and immediately fucking almost died.
Yeah, see, which was it was even dumber is that I literally coiled around him, and he's like, "Oh, you just made this easier for me."
What
He
makes it
basically point blanked you with a breath weapon.
Yes, he did.
what makes it dumber is that Blue later told us how the book is written, and you were not meant to win that fight.
No,
Yeah,
gosh.
that character was heavily altered in my story because I made him an actual character for a start. But no, the book is literally written to be like, if a player goes out to fight him, hand him a new character sheet because that character's probably dead. I'm just like, why would you do this at a level 1 campaign? It's stupid. Why would you have them fight essentially what is a level 5 fighter for the idea of them just dying in one hit?
Yeah.
Honestly, though.
But it was fun because that started my
Yeah, it's
character.
a much better story.
Yeah, where my character was constantly fighting this dragon, and eventually it ended to romance.
Is this the dragon?
In a
And I
sense,
feel
yes.
like the dragon seduced Ninja in that state.
Yeah.
He really did. Like,
Cute.
As you finish that story, funny enough, done it and reach the center of town. Like, literally, as you finish the story of this guy, you see in the very center of town, in this large, like, open area that's been built out, you see this huge fountain, and at the center of the fountain is a statue of 3 individuals. You see a small kobold out, and 2 larger figures, one being a lizard man, and the other being a nagaji. And they're all kind of like heroically posing.
Yeah.
A plaque at the base of the fountain and states the heroes of Greenless.
Are
it
there
was
names?
Also, it was also funny, Yudi, for the time because we were basically they were being attacked by dragon cultists, and they got saved by like these gang of reptilians.
Like a bunch of guys in like lizard masks and stuff showed up, were like full of a dragon, started burning the town down, and then essentially a lizard, a small lizard, and a snake showed up to save them.
Like,
They gave us very weird looks.
As they fucking should. But we played with it because since we were all lizard-like, we're like, we're gonna pretend to be part of the cult.
Yeah,
the cult just assumed they were part of the cult, and all the people that I was saving were very confused, being like, "Aren't you with them?" Question mark.
It's like no. So it was fun.
that does sound fun.
Dunn says like if the names are not there, he's gonna try to remember the names.
The names would be there, so you say. So you'd say.
Woodles, Nyx, and Setsu.
What was Woodle's actual name?
Rezik.
Yeah, there we go. I imagine Rezik would be there.
So the 3 plaques under each of the statues. One is the holy warrior Setsu, who fought off the leader of the cult in single combat.
Mm-hmm.
The great inventor Nyx, who repaired our walls to repel the enemy, and has become a permanent resident of this town.
Mm-hmm.
And the mighty wizard Razix, whose magic tore away at the army that invaded us.
Yeah.
I cast fireballs.
Like any good wizard.
Damn
No.
right.
Hey, no, fireball's really good when you're throwing it at enemies. Just not when the enemies are in like a tiny cramped hallway next to your friends, and your
Oh, yeah.
wizard's just like, I cast fireball.
That's when you cast lightning bolt. Fireballs for the open, lightning bolts for inside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat.
But yeah. So as you finish that, funny enough, just immediately come across a statue of your princess, who declare him one of the 3 heroes that defended this town from an invasion. Going by the date on the plaque, it looks like this happened about 18 years ago.
Huh.
Fair. That means...
I would say an unlikely set of heroes, but technically takes stock of our current group. Maybe not so much.
Dunn was 5 years old.
Wow, calling yourself heroes, calling yourself a group of heroes when you haven't done anything. How modest of you.
I'm not calling ourselves a group of heroes. I'm saying that, it's a weird, it feels like a weird group of heroes, but then you look at, like, current company, it's like, maybe that kind of group is not that weird.
2 foxes, a skeleton, and a snake. Yeah.
It's kind of a... Yeah.
I mean, they were thematically more
Cohesive.
yes, they were all reptiles.
Right?
As you look around this, like, big open courtyard area in the middle of town, other than the large statue, you see, you see a number of, like, bulletin boards and stuff like that, and next to the bulletin board is a large map of the area, which has a kind of, like, touristy theme to it, as it is, like, got pins in it that then direct you to, like, what's at that pin, telling you what's of importance, where you can go. So, you can't see the sailor unit because you know that, but the rest of you can. At the left of the map is basically an index of things you can go to here in town.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Oh, okay, I see it now. I was just zoomed in. We can go see Nix's house!
Yep. Among one of the things that is pinned, one of the pins pointing into the Cobalt District is labeled the Cobalt Town Hall / the hero Nix's home.
I guess being a hero comes with no privacy.
Yeah, the fact that
Just
there
walk
is
in like a
the
Pokemon
town
game.
hall. Wow. Poor thing probably does not get a lot of sleep.
I mean, she's an inventor. I imagine she doesn't get a lot of sleep either way.
Going by the name of it, it seems like you don't know if her residence is the town hall itself, but it seems like it's probably not just getting visited because Nix lives there. It's probably where a lot of business for the kobolds himself gets conducted.
Fair enough.
Fair.
I don't know. Well, I wouldn't mind,
Learning more about your prince?
well, doing we've been on the road for quite some time. Maybe doing a little sightseeing wouldn't hurt.
Take a chance to take in the world.
Fair enough. Slow down, smell the flowers.
Yep.
That does give Teku time to find, hopefully, a magic store where she can consolidate her staffs.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to
Morph them all together.
You're gonna have to satisfy the needs of, well, Ren, who's playing a woman, and my woman needs of, I like to go shopping.
Market district it is.
Honestly, Teku, when you said that you gotta go ahead and combine the staffs, you know, like that thing you do with, like, Crayola markers?
What?
Where you just sort of stack them together?
Oh, yeah!
That's what I pictured.
There.
Oh,
Well,
God.
if DMA,
Yes.
he hasn't got shops set up for Greenless yet,
Fair enough.
because he doesn't actually know what you guys wanted.
Fair enough.
So, if we put off shopping for today, and then you guys can tell me what you're looking for next time, I'll have that all set up for the Market District.
Fair enough.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Because you get the feeling Greenless is a pretty large town, like it's not like the big cities that you've been to, like Absalom and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But being basically the entrance town into Domainese from the Salt Road, it does get a lot of trade, so there's a good chance if you guys are like, we want this, you will find that kind of shop here. Or at least a merchant who is
Perfect.
staying here that sells that stuff.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
That sounds good.
So,
So is there anything you guys want to look at instead this time?
I feel like Dunn might be interested in the Dragon Wall Fortress because I believe that's where the battle took place.
Yep.
Teku likes temples, so definitely the temple.
I wouldn't mind also seeing if we get to see Nyx.
I would not mind seeing Nyx.
So that's 3 places. What about so for Uni, because I'm guessing you can't see it. There's the Temple of Sarenrae.
Sarenrae?
Ra.
There's
Right. You said it right first time, Ren.
Cool.
Sarenrae, the Dragon Wall Fortress,
Road to Scorn.
Road to Scorn. We're gonna skip the
Veggie?
market. Yeah, we're gonna skip the market district for now. There's the Sunset.
Looking at your map, the road to Scorn. Scorn is another city down south.
Okay, the Sunset Trail, which I'm guessing is also leaving town.
Sunset Trail is where you guys just came from.
Okay. There's the Cobalt District.
Expansion plans.
Mm-hmm.
Nyx's Home, Riverport, and Scale Inn.
Yep.
Let's check out the kobolds.
Okay, so we got those places.
Temple of Sarenrae is just that. It's the main temple in the city for whichever god they worship here.
Mm-hmm.
You assume Sarenrae. Dragon Wall Fortress is the massive fortress on the hill just above you guys.
Mm-hmm.
The road to Scorn is literally the road out of town that leads to the next city called Scorn. Market District is the market. Sunset Trail is the trail that goes up into the mountains that you just came from.
Mm-hmm.
Cobalt District is outside of town. It's where all the kobolds currently are. Expansion plans, looking at the map, looks like this is an area of land that's been marked off for further expansion. You're not sure if it's for the farms or for the kobolds, though, as both territories kind of overlap into that area.
Fair enough.
Could be both, could be neither. But it looks like build plans are designed to continue along the river there.
Interesting.
Nyx's home / the Cobalt Town Centre. Riverport, by the looks of it, is a ferry service that you can hire to go down the river by boat.
Huh.
And the Scale Inn is a large inn that's being advertised for travellers to stay at.
We might want to head to the inn first to make sure we get some rooms.
That is true. We should start with the inn.
You guys follow the path and end up in the Cobalt District, following it basically to more of the port area, which once again becomes more of the medieval looking area.
Mm-hmm.
You see a large ferry with a huge boat sitting there, with a timetable of when the boats head out each day and when they assume to return.
Oh, okay.
Looking at the timetable, it looks like there are 4 boats that belong to this ferry service. One's currently ported here, but looks like it's going to leave in a few hours. And another one is looking to return roughly tomorrow morning, by the looks of it. Or at least assume to, as the boat has not come in yet.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Uh-huh.
Alright, well,
Across the river, across from the port, you see this large inn that is both a mixture of the more human medieval aesthetic, but then has a lot of like cobalt tribal theme aesthetic to it as well. That looks like a
Tourism.
mix of both types of living.
Definitely throwing in that tourism for it.
yeah.
Yep, you get the feeling it's been made up to like doubt out what this town is.
Which is fair.
Nice. So, it sounds like we're probably able to explore a little bit before we have to take the ferry to the inn, because they're not leaving yet.
Fair.
But it sounds like once we take the ferry, it's gonna be a little harder to explore around again. So shall we?
Sorry.
Not without a lot of walking.
It sounds like you're a bit confused. The ferry is leaving town to go to a different town.
Oh, okay.
So
I
not
got
crossing the
confused.
river.
I was also, yeah.
No, as in like a massive boat ferry, not like little dinghies. There's a bridge that
Okay, yeah, I was also.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
so I was getting confused. Apologies.
So, yeah, I
yeah,
say.
no, so if you want to crossing the river, there's just a bridge for that.
Okay.
So I say we go to the Skill Inn, make sure we get ourselves some rooms, and then we tourism.
Yeah.
Right?
You guys arrive at the Scale Inn. Immediately walking through the doors, as you see massive open area with a large number of tables and chairs. All around, like hanging from the ceiling, you see the bones of like large creatures is on display. Some look like large sea monsters, possibly been caught from the river. Others might be from like dangerous monsters that roam the mountain range. It definitely looks like this has like a hunter's lodge theme going on right now.
Impressive.
Behind the counter, you see this woman and who's kind of like talking to individuals and serving drinks, while a number of other kobolds and people have been walking around delivering huge plates of food to everyone. You sit there and look around, you say to yourself, Demon's been playing too much Monster Hunter lately.
Hey, it's perfectly fine. That's like some of the best atmosphere.
Yeah. I like the place.
Yeah, it's nice.
Fair enough.
The big thing, there's a huge roaring fire at the back of the inn, and above it, as mounted on the wall, is a huge painting of what looks like the town, only it looks a lot smaller than it does these days. It definitely doesn't have like the Cobalt district in it. But the big thing is there's a blue dragon flying over the town, currently attacking the fortress. And kind of in the front of the painting is what looks like a snake man, and clashing swords with with what looks like a dragon man.
Oh.
Well now. Ain't that interesting.
I believe this would be the first time Dunn has technically seen Setsu. He's always heard his name and like been told from his mother, but like he's never seen him. So he's very fascinated.
Yep. So looking at it, like yourself, who you know, 2 legs, more humanoid. Setsu has more of a much more snake appearance, and as his lower half is just completely snake.
He finds that fascinating, and he comments, "Is like, oh, just like my mom."
Ooh.
He's a big thing though that immediately like points him out as royalty in your eyes from what you've remember and seeing in the story
Mm.
is that face-wise is also much more snake-like, but he has this massive, cobra crest going around his face.
Right.
The Cobra
Like the
Hood,
kind
yeah.
of hood they have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has a cobra hood.
That is an impressive painting. And
Nice.
I can't say I'm surprised, considering she looks around. It would be a very defining moment for the town.
It would be. It seems so. Like, you, I don't know if anyone is like really paying attention to Dunn, but he's very excited.
Teku is definitely paying attention to Dunn.
But I imagine we go up to see how much the
Rooms are.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, considering that it was only 18 years ago, maybe some of the residents are from then and didn't move out, so you might be able to ask.
Fair enough. I mean, one of the heroes who fought next to him apparently lives here, so I wouldn't mind.
That's true. How much for a room?
I imagine he's looking that up. Unless
150 gold.
You're well. Yeah, 150 gold. They cast approximize on you and work out how much money you have.
Counter spell.
No, you approach the tavern and the innkeeps wave someone over. You watch a young man come out from the back. Judging by his appearance and hair color and all that, you assume it's probably her son.
Ah.
There's like little 12-year-old walks up, climbs up into a box so he can probably get behind the counter and asks what you guys are looking for.
Adorable. We're seeking for a room for the night.
Yes.
He looks down at a large book and pulls it over to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for regular rooms, or do you want are you after the tourist experience?
Tourist experience? How much is for that?
1 gold for the regular rooms, 5 gold for the tourist room.
Oh. Let's get fancy. After everything we've been through.
We could use
Sure.
a little bit of a break.
Sure. I wouldn't mind the tourist experience.
How big is the tourist experience room?
He looks through the book. He pulls out a dice and he rolls it. We currently have 1 room left, but it's large enough for a group of 6 to sleep in.
Oh, perfect.
No, that works out.
Works for us.
Yep.
Alright, 5 gold a night for the room.
Alright.
I also let you know to break the illusion of the 5,000 gold party that you have. When you remember how gold actually works, you remember that 5 gold a night is actually a lot of money for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a little rich.
Yeah.
You probably don't think about it at first, but then eventually in the back of your mind it's like, oh wait, that's a lot of money for just like 1 night's stay.
I would say that.
How much
I would say
is
that 1
gold?
gold is 10 silver.
How much would it be in, like, dollars?
Well, once upon a time, it would have been $1.
You know what? I know how I can do it.
Do we all want to put in... Oh, wait. There's 4 of us. I can put in 2 golds. And then everyone else, if they want to put in 1 gold.
I'm willing to put in 1 gold and 5 silver.
Is that how you split it equally?
Well, if I put in... Well, actually, the way we would split it equally would be far dumber.
It was 5 gold, right?
So the best way to split it equally would have to be 5 gold. So to split it equally, it would be 1 gold each, 2 silver, and 5 copper.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Oh, so one person could just throw in an extra gold and save everyone the math.
Well, that's why I said I will do the 2 gold, and everyone else does 1.
Aw, thank you.
To
I will.
Thank you.
Answer your question, Uni.
Yes, yes.
If I was to go down to Bunnings, which is a store down the road from where I live, that franchise over here in Australia,
Right.
I could pick up a shovel for $10.
Right.
In Pathfinder, a shovel you can buy for 1 gold.
So $50 per room. That's not too bad.
I have subtracted 1 gold.
But
What?
in comparison to a regular room, though, that's $10 a night for the standard room, and 50 gold for the whatever this experience room is.
Right.
I mean, that's fair. But, like, you can't find hotels nowadays that are under, like, 100.
Oh.
Yeah. So, it's not... For adventurers, it's not too bad, but for the common folk, that's like... Oh,
That's a weak wage that they're probably saving up for.
Yep. The tourist experience is basically a.
It's a vacation for.
Yeah, it's for tourists, literally for tourists. They know what their cash grab is.
You guys get handed this very fancy white key. As you look it over, you see it's actually made of stone.
Oh, interesting.
That's really cool.
The number 4 is carved into basically the end of it.
Huh.
Neat.
All right.
So, the part you hold.
Huh.
He then gestures to some stairs that are running up, and then into what looks like the back of the building.
Oh.
Do you head for your rooms?
Yeah, sure. Let's go check it out.
Yep.
You head up some stairs into the back, where you find a large door, like wooden tribal style door with like these big bones for like some creature with like a large tusk that's been turned into the door handle.
Mm-hmm.
As you open it and pull out, you get like outside wind just like pushes against you a little bit as you open the door. As you find yourself up on like the roof of the building, in front of you are all these like rope wooden bridges that then lead off into these like other houses that have been built up like tower style.
Mm-hmm.
One bridge where it has the number 4 in it, allowing you to cross. You kind of like look down and see that you're walking over the river as you're like crossing this bridge, so if you fell you land in the water.
Well, at least it's somewhat safe. Somewhat.
Safe-ish.
Yeah.
But as you reach and open up into this large room, you find yourself in like this massive, like it is a singular room. It has this huge table built around a huge roaring fire in the middle of the room with chairs lining it in a large circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then all around the walls, you see 6 large, like, double bunk beds as have been set up. The top of the bed is, like, huge animal furs and straw built into it. And underneath it, on what would be the second bunk, or the bottom bunk, is basically storage area with, like, chests and stuff for your stuff.
Oh, very nice.
The big things, though, is this room is lit up, but rather than lit up with like candlelight and stuff, there's these giant blue glowing mushrooms that are illuminating the room instead.
Oh, that's pretty.
That does sound pretty. Like that one town in Sword and Shield.
Oh, fair.
As you enter and look to your left on the wall, you see a bunch of levers. One is marked aquarium. One is marked natural sky. And the third lever is marked nighttime.
Oh.
I see.
We, done inquiries about the levers. Because I imagine
you turn and ask Teku and she doesn't know.
No, what do you call it? I thought we were led there, right?
No, he just sent you off in your way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then, sorry, I apologize. It felt like we were being led. That was a misconception on my part.
Well, since Dunn is asking, Teku goes up to one of the levers, grabs one, and pulls
which
it.
one? Aquarium, open sky, or night?
Aquarium.
You pull it and you hear like the turning and clunking of gears, and like the pulling of a lever. And suddenly you watch and probably freak out a bit at it. The floorboards all begin to retract a little bit. And as they open up, you can see spaces underneath the floorboards that allow you to see into the water below you. And it's just a full of fish swimming around in this like crystal blue water.
Oh, that's fascinating.
That sounds so pretty.
The floorboards had opened just enough so that you can see into the aquarium below.
But can't fall in.
Enough for you to still like step without like falling in.
Wow.
You get the feeling that if you're not careful, you might slip and like your leg might plop between the floorboards, but you're able to pull yourself out. So it's not enough for you to fall all the way through, but it is a tripping hazard.
Wouldn't be pleasant.
Interesting.
So I'm curious about.
She closes that. She unpulls the lever.
Floor returns to normal.
Yep.
It was sky?
Which one do you? Yep, sky and night.
Pulls natural sky.
You watch as the roof does something similar where it opens up, but this time it like properly opens, and the room gets flooded with sunlight, which cause all the mushrooms to essentially like dim and then retract into the wall as they like retreat from the sunlight.
Very interesting.
So cool, I love it. I want to actually have a room like that. What the hell?
That's pretty cool.
For reference of the characters, how advanced would this technology be considered?
No more advanced than no more advanced than like Cole's guns.
Fair
So
enough.
nothing crazy.
Like looking at it, it's all like cogs and gears and like crane work and stuff. So it's stuff that you have seen in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very like it's a cool invention of how they got this sort of stuff set up, but it's not like, you know, you're sitting there being like, oh, caveman hits rock and makes fire, what is this? Like, you guys would know what, like, a pulley and a gear and, like, a crane and all that would work, and how this is, like, you may not know the specifics of how it's, like, retracting the walls and stuff, but you can see how it's doing it.
Fair enough.
Impressive enough, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, you know, you guys just had a giant clockwork robot try to dig into a fucking vault under the city.
That's true.
And I feel like that was probably a little crazier than just mushrooms.
Yeah, that was a lot more advanced than what you're seeing right now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, a lot of this is probably like has the same pulley engine as like opening a sail on a ship.
Fair. Closest
you
to the
close
roof.
the sunroof, or do you leave it?
Closest
Alright,
to
you
sunroof.
watch as the roof closes up. You're kind of like left in darkness for a bit. Especially seeing as you just had that like sunlight blindness, and now you're in a dark room, so it's even harder to see.
Fair. The
But
mushrooms eventually show up again.
Eventually, you see a blue glow starting to form into the room as the mushrooms grow out of the wall and return to how they were before, illuminating the room after like 5 or 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
There is a
one
hot
last
second where you
lever.
guys are just kind of standing. There's a hot second where you're all just kind of standing there in the dark room, unable to see.
Except for me.
Can't you see?
Yes, I have. No, I was gonna say except for me because I could see in darkness.
Fair enough. There is one last lever. Pull.
You pull and you watch as basically the roof over the mushroom kind of opens a little bit, and it causes this drape to fall down and land over the mushroom, covering it, putting the room back into darkness.
Ah.
The equivalent of flicking the lights on and off again.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's to help us. If we need to sleep and we don't want to sleep in the light.
Fair.
And basically, when the mushrooms are glowing, it's the room being lit up by like children's nightlight level of lightness, so it's enough to see, but you could probably sleep through it if you tried.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if you wanted proper darkness, this would like pitch out the room properly.
Fair. All right. I switched the lever.
You watch as, well, you can't see because you're in darkness, but done, you'd see it.
Mm.
The fabric starts getting retracted back into where it was by a like turning mechanism, essentially pulling it back in.
Nice.
What also happened is when you pulled that lever, the fire in the middle of the room was essentially put out.
Oh.
And once you return it back to normal, the fire immediately like reignites as well.
Interesting. They probably have it.
That one feels magic.
Yeah.
That one feels
that
magic.
part actually does feel magic compared to everything else that feels more like technology.
Everything else is mechanical. That one's magic.
That one is probably just an everlasting fire or enchantment that's turning off and on again.
Fair.
I assume that they have it set up like this because it's like they probably figured whoever gets these rooms, it would automatically pull the leverage just to see what they all do.
I mean, that's
Unless they already
just
knew.
being a person. That's your nature, curiosity.
Curiosity gets the better of us.
I'm just happy to know that I probably wasn't the first one to pull all the levers.
Alright. You guys settle in and unpack your stuff so you don't have to carry it around anymore.
Yep.
Want to do anything now, or what's your plan?
I'll be truthful, I'll BRB, so let everyone else decide.
So... Dragon's Wall Fortress is where Setsu and Arosa Kane had their fight, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was basically you evacuated the town to the fortress to hold out against the cult. And then that's when Langdon Rose showed up to be like, fight me!
So, yeah, I say we go to... I say we properly just tourist for a bit, so that would be a good place to start. Considering that they do have a painting of it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You guys make your way back in the town. You follow the road up towards the fortress, which leads you up the hill. As you arrive, looking around it now, this like it looks like a pretty old fortress compared to everything else in the city. Like some buildings are just as old, but they also have a lot of repair work going on with them.
So this
So
is being maintained like this for historical preservation value.
Possibly that, and also possibly, if you think about like this place was attacked by the looks of it, it's possible they never reached the castle, so something held them off.
Fair.
So could be a mix of like we're keeping it as is, or there's not as much damage to the castle that needs repairs compared to everything else, so it doesn't look as new.
Ah, yes.
As you arrive at the walls and like look inside, there's a plaque on the side, basically welcoming you to Dragon's Wall Keep. Just under that, it says previously named the Dragon Lost Us Watch.
Ah.
I mean the Greenless Watch.
Ah. So the fight changed its name.
It looks like it was renamed.
Yep. I suppose we...
Going inside, you have like access to the courtyard that you can look around, where you see a number of like militia soldiers and one or two like more knight-looking individuals, kind of like doing their thing around the castle. But other than the main courtyard and what looks like the entrance to the like main hall itself, you get the feeling that the rest is kind of like restricted.
Ah.
So you're allowed to come and have a look at the castle on the outside and go into the main hall, but it looks like the rest is for like, you know, the mayor of the town and the actual officials and stuff to do their business, so random people just can't walk off in on the street.
Fair enough. I guess we take in what we can. Just like take in the sights.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Walking into the hall, you see, like, you know, a pretty nice but standard-looking fortress aesthetic. A large purple rug that runs through the middle of the room, with a number of doors going off in different directions. So each one seems like has a guard posted outside to stop you from going through.
Yeah.
There's a few paintings on the wall of individuals going and like looking at them. They seem to be like leadership and lordships of the town over the past years or so from how long this town's been around.
Yes.
But two paintings that look a bit different from the rest. One is of the three heroes. And they're kind of just like posing together, the three of them, and like looking stoically off to the side, looking all heroic and stuff. And then another painting is of a woman who has like a knightly looking appearance in armor with a spear slung over her shoulder. These two are posted next to each other. The woman is labeled as Captain Alice S. Smith. If Captain of the Guard and Protector during the Battle of the Dragons.
Captain who?
Alice
Smith.
Alice Smith.
He was the one in charge when we were helping out.
Was she?
I believe she was.
That's what the plaque says.
I don't full on remember, but
I don't remember her name.
So I'll let you know she didn't have a name at the time. She was just town guard.
fair enough.
Fair.
But she was the woman that you first met who, when you guys were first arriving, she was evacuating a group of families, and then she went with you back into town.
Ah, right. So she was what essentially gave us credibility to we're not the evil ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It looks like, while these other three individuals are getting the praise for, like, saving the town as a whole, she has her own portrait up to be like, she was in charge during this travesty, so we honor her here today, type thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Teku is enjoying taking in the history of the town.
Same. Done is too. That's
Yeah. Other than that, though, not a lot to look at the castle unless you know. Or should way past guards, but I feel like that's going to cause trouble.
We don't
that
want to
sounds
cause
like
trouble. Well,
Be
I
up a
got
guard and
first
run
say.
into the Lord's toilet to have a look at it.
I got the first pick, so where does anyone else want to go?
Yeah, Karma's just rolling around for the novelty of it, so she doesn't really have any opinions on where to go
You
next.
have the temple, which is just here, or you can head into the Cobalt districts if you want to. I know you guys want to see it next, so I'll leave it up to you which one you want to do.
Bully is currently blind right now.
Fair.
Fair. I mean, they can't see much either, it's just the map.
It is just a map.
Let's go to the
Like,
temple.
if something important happens, I'll post it in the group chat so you can also see Uni.
Alrighty.
We have
Okay.
been temple.
You head into the more center of town to find nothing overly impressive temple-wise goes. Like, it reminds you a bit of the temple back in Otari.
Yeah.
So it is a small town temple. But you see it is to the goddess Sunray, the essentially, how do you say it?
Saturn Rhea.
Yeah, Sunray, who is kind of a goddess of light and harvest and all that stuff.
Yeah, that kind of temple makes sense when there's lots of farmlands.
Looking around the temple, it is pretty stock standard, but in the back of the room, you see what looks like a display case. And above it, it says Blade of the Moon Glow, but there's no blade in the display case.
Blade
Wait,
of
what?
the Moon Glow?
So, in the back of the temple, there's a display case. Right?
Yep.
There's a plaque that says Blade of the Moon Glow, but when you look in the display case, there's nothing in there.
Huh.
Was it taken or is it invisible?
Teku asks about this.
One of the priests who was nearby turns and says, yes, we used to... One of our secret relics of Sunray used to be here on display, but one of the great heroes took the blade to help fight off against the cultists.
Well, judging by them being a wizard, a cleric... No, not cleric, paladin, and an inventor, I think I know which one.
Wait, did Zetsu take it?
Yes, this was Setsu's blade that you took.
Huh.
You originally took it to keep it safe, but it was a magical sword, so you're like, can I keep using it? And they're like, sure.
My sword now.
You kind of never stopped using it. Its big thing was that you could unsheath it, and it would begin to let off essentially a light spell, so you guys could actually see, because none of you had dark vision.
Yeah. I see.
You get the feeling they're not overly bitter by the way they're like explaining the sword being used to repel the army and fight against evil. They seem
We're
like
taken for a good cause.
yeah, they're like hyping it up, being like, if you ask about it, they'll tell you like, yes, it was taken by the holy warrior Setsu, who used it to repel the darkness through this town, and then went on to slay even more evil out in the world, defeating the great cult and saving the world.
We could say that it came from our town, essentially.
Basically. What was the cult anyways?
He kind of shrugs. I've been told that there were a cult that worshipped a great dragon and was forcefully going around the world looting and pillaging, so honestly they sound more like bandits and raiders than an actual religious movement of any kind.
Fair enough.
But either way, I think we saw most of what we can then from the temple, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, unless you have any like temple stuff you want to do here, but probably leave that more for the shopping next time.
Yeah. So off we go to see Nyx.
Yep.
Since those were kind of the big three.
We're exploring Kobold District and to see Nyx.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Oh?
Hello?
Huh?
Hi.
What's going on?
I just heard you say hello, guys, and I was like,
I think
Okay.
she said it's the little guy. Let's see the little guys.
Let's see the little guys.
oh, okay. I just heard hello, guys, as well, so
No.
And then I heard Blue say hello, so I said hello.
And it all derailed from there.
Alright, no. As you head out of town into the Cobalt District once again, this place is very, like, it's basically what your in-room is designed off. There's a lot of, like, high-rise buildings that, like, are on stilts and stuff, while others are, like, openings into the ground where they're living under, into these, like, essentially hobbit holes, is the best way to put it, for visuals. There's a lot of, like, walkway bridges and stuff going between all the different buildings. And a lot of, like, rather than, you know, lampposts and stuff, they have these same blue mushrooms growing everywhere. Though, now that's currently morning, they seem to have all retracted, and they're in this, like, sleeping state.
Ah.
Anyone who wants, they can do a nature check on the mushroom, but, you get the feeling there's some kind of underground mushroom that, glows during the dark and lights up when in sunlight.
I'm not very trained at nature, but I'm gonna give it a go anyways.
I gave nature.
Yep, so, done. They are exactly what you expect. They are literally called glow mushrooms, and they're found in, like, the Underdark, essentially.
Ah.
So they're just illuminating mushrooms that glow in the dark, and its illumination is to attract bugs to come and, like, fertilize them and spread the spores elsewhere.
Luminescence.
Makes sense.
And looking at it, the kobolds transferred them up to the surface to use as lighting sources for their homes.
That's interesting.
That's adorable.
Crossing the river into more of the southern area, you see this massive massive building that's got the same, like, aesthetic as the rest.
Mm-hmm.
This one's, like, 3 floors high, kind of like in a oval shape. So it's kind of laid like a cake would, with a big circle at the bottom, a small circle in the middle, and then a small one even still on top.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very overcrowded, as there are kobolds running all over the place on the different levels, coming to and from. Some are carrying, like, paperwork and stuff. Others are just kind of, like, sitting around the place and relaxing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
but you get the feeling this is definitely a hub area for the town, despite the fact that it's kind of built on the outskirts.
I mean, to be fair, no one would expect a hub area for a town to be in the outskirts. In a weird way, this is kind of safe.
The big thing, though, that you would see, and it's what I'm excited for, because Ren's gonna get mad.
Oh boy.
As you're walking along, looking around, you start hearing, like, the turning of clockwork gears is in the chugging of steam.
Oh.
And as you as you kind of, like, round around, heading towards the front of the building, you see kind of walking along with a lot of kobolds, like, diving out of the way to give it a burst so it has room to move around. First you see this large golden claw, like, crack into the ground before it takes another step with a second claw. As then, rounding around, you see this massive golden clockwork dragon.
I am angry! What the fuck?!
Is that the Steel Defender?
So I'll show that to every one of you guys, and then I'll post it in chat for Uni.
Oh, I am angry. I am angry. I am so angry. It's my baby boy.
So.
Yeah, Uni. It's in the group chat.
So for what level Nyx was in D&D, the most she could make was a Steel Defender, which was a giant dog. Not even giant.
It wasn't even a giant dog, it was just a dog.
Yeah,
It's just that it looked giant because I was tiny.
Yes.
So, for context, Uni, in D&D land, as a level 14 character, Ren's character was an artificer, and he had what's called a Steel Defender, which is this mechanical construct that acts as like a pet to protect him and do all his stuff for him.
It gave me advantage.
Yep. It mostly took the shape of a robotic dog. Like, he could change it into like a person or something, but he mostly kept it as the dog.
As you do.
In Pathfinder, Nyx is now what's known as an inventor. And the inventor's special thing with their Steel Defender equivalent, they can keep upgrading their construct into cooler and bigger things. And eventually that led to, when I was leveling up Nyx, getting a steel invention of a dragon.
I am so fucking angry. I am so happy, but I am so angry. So for reference, in order for me to make the Steel Defender actually good in D&D, I had to feed it magic items by flavoring it as I am installing a magic item into my Steel Defender so that it can actually attack. Because other than that, it just sat there and distracted things that they would get disadvantage on me.
It would take in other hits as well. It basically was like a frontline defender with me.
It died so many times.
Yeah, it died a lot.
So you know how I'm constantly getting crit? The Steel Defender was my crit sponge.
As it is your character, Ren, I have handed control over to the Steel Defender, so you may have a look at what the Steel Defender is now, so you can get extra mad.
Oh no.
There should be a new folder for you called Domainese, which now has the Steel Defender in it.
Let's look at the Steel Defender.
The
Strength plus
is
7.
XP.
Gee, oh my god, it could actually live. This thing has real... This thing can live! It has health!
You may share its stats with everyone else if you like.
Oh, perception... Okay, AC 35.
Holy shit!
Perception plus 25.
Oh shit.
Fortitude plus 26. Reflex plus 27. Will plus 25. Immunities to bleed, death effects, disease, doomed, drained, fatigued, healing, non-lethal attacks, paralyzed, poisoned, sickened, and unconscious. Strength plus 7, Dex plus 7, Constitution plus 6, Int minus 4.
I mean,
It is a machine. Wisdom plus 5, Charisma plus 0.
Hey, you gotta let everyone know what the HP is, though? You just
182 HP.
holy shit.
Unarmed Strike plus 25. It has an Unarmed Strike 2 and another one that's just a fist. It has something called Construct. Let's take a look at that. Your familiar has the Construct trait instead of the Animal trait. The familiar is immune to all the other immunities that I said. Your familiar must have the Tough Pet ability to select this.
Which it does.
Wow.
The tough familiar is that it gets an extra 2 HP per level.
I do remember it makes so much sense that it's gold and silver, because the last Steel Defender that you ended up building, you just found a bunch of gold
And silver.
you melted it down as quickly as you could and made the Steel Defender out of that.
Yes.
Because his previous Steel Defender ended up sinking into the bottom of a swamp and becoming a god to some fish people.
Yeah. Acrobatics plus 27. Athletics plus 27. Deception plus 0. Intimidation plus 18. Plus 5 nature. 0 performance. -4 society. 23 survival.
It is amazing to see your Steel Defender be such a big boy now, because I remember you were struggling with it.
Yes, I was. -4 arcane. -4 crafting. Plus 0 diplomacy. Plus 5 medicine. It has a plus 5 medicine. Plus 4 occultism.
That makes sense!
It has plus 5 wisdom.
Yep, -4 occultism. Plus 5 religion. Plus 20. This thing is stealthy! This fucking thing is. It has a plus 25 to stealth. Plus
Amazing.
7. It's also a decent thief at plus 7.
That's funny.
Plus 18 to unarmed attacks. And 33 to construct companion.
Now, the question I have in my brain is Nyx still sleeping inside of it?
Definitely is.
Maybe.
Well, I'll also let you guys know, because it's hard to tell from the tokens.
Mm-hmm.
One of its traits it has for being a dragon is increased size.
Oh.
It is a large creature rather than a medium.
Fair enough.
So, when I say this thing walks around the corner and towers over you guys, I mean it. This thing's fucking massive.
It seems Uni is,
Experiencing issues.
yeah.
Be right back.
Well,
Oh, I am so angry, but I am so happy.
Don't you guys wish we were playing Pathfinder earlier now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
You need-
finish on.
Fair enough. For those who probably know D&D as well, is that Nyx was playing Artificer when Artificer just first came out, so there was a lot of issues with it. There's still issues with it, but you know, it was still a brand new class at the time, wasn't it?
Yep. Also, it's technically no class anymore, because 2024 revision was like, nah.
They removed it?
Yeah, it's been removed. Artificer isn't a thing anymore.
Oh my lord, really? Also, hi, Uni.
I died. Oh, wait, hold up.
Alright, you just missed Ren talking about it, how good his machine is, and how he didn't get to play it.
Oh.
Never mind.
So, I can simply seeing this and like knowing Nyx, I can officially see why you said that if Pathfinder Nyx ended up in like the D&D campaign that she ended up, she would solo. That's insane.
But here's the thing as well. You've already seen the Steel Defender, you haven't seen Nyx.
Sorry.
Oh, that's
again.
true. I haven't
fine.
seen Nyx.
Nyx was actually a decently hard-hitting character. When
Gun.
yeah, she also had a gun. She was oh god, she might be as broken as Carmen. Oh god. What's worse is that she has someone to distract for her.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, this tiny little kobold with a gun. Whatever shall we do? You shouldn't be worrying about me. Sees the dragon comes in, but really, you should actually be worrying about me.
That's
That's cool.
Teku will look at the dragon. We'll look at the door. We'll look at the dragon. That was definitely built in here. That was definitely built in here.
I now have a question for Ren, seeing as it's his character. Where would Nyx be at this time?
That is a fantastic question, actually. Because normally she does ride around in the Steel Defender. Used to be on top sometimes, unless it was getting too fucking sunny for her.
Which when it was too sunny, she would go inside the Steel Defender and sleep inside because you filled it up with pillows.
She did fill all my pillows. I just realized that the fucking fight with Tiamat, all of her pillows. She got more. She got more pillows.
I feel like after the battle, she would probably if she went sad about her pillows, she was given plenty of pillows.
Right?
The hero of the world's one request was for pillows.
Lots
I
and
think
lots
Word
of pillows.
was okay to give her some.
Yeah.
I mean, if Nyx is inside the Steel Defender, I'm happy for Nyx to be in the Steel Defender.
She most likely would be in the Steel Defender. Because, I can't think of anything that Nyx just told the Steel Defender to go out and just roam on its own like that.
Alright, well, we cut inside the Steel Defender. Nyx, as you're kind of just relaxing in your portable house to get away from people asking you annoying questions. Your Steel Defender alerts you to let you know, and as you peek outside, you see a gaggle of weirdos outside. What does Nyx do?
It's like, it's a gaggle of weirdos. Two of them seem to be undead because I imagine at this point the Steel Defender could differentiate alive from dead.
Well, one's a skeleton, so...
Yeah. And also, she did have to fight vampires.
Did they?
They did.
Yes, there
Oh,
was
that's
vampires.
right! That's right! There was the King's Elf
The elf
daughter!
vampire.
Oh,
Yeah.
God!
There was
Oh,
I
God.
feel like there was a second one, because I remember that there was a fight where she just wasn't having a good time, because... No, that wasn't a vampire. I just specifically remember it because the fucker summoned the sun on us.
No, that wasn't a fight, that was just a guy who had a bottle of sunlight in his pocket and he kept showing it to you. 'Cause he was
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I
Because
remember him.
He was a paladin of the sun, and he was just really jazzed about it. So every time someone mentioned the sun, he would show it off.
It gets worse because he thinks of Nyx as his friend, so, you know, he was always happy to show Nyx the sun.
Yeah.
He probably still shows up to this day.
Yeah, anytime he's like in the area, he's come to visit his friends, and he'll be like, it's so good to see you. And if the word sun gets mentioned, he immediately just pulls it up, and you're like, I still have it, see?
Hell, he probably pulls it out if he accidentally hears it where it isn't fucking said. Like a pun
I mean,
by
the
accident.
good news is, though, Pathfinder kobolds don't have sunlight sensitivity, so...
It's a lot less
Sunlight
annoying
rays
now.
It's a lot less annoying, but, you know, he still just has a pocket summon and then he pulls out, so I feel like anyone would find that annoying.
Fair.
Yeah, it's like a mini flashbang. It's just like, huh?
Haha! Ah!
Would she have any special detection for, like, the undead, considering she's fought them in the past, and, you know, she's from a time where undead was not always accepted?
I mean, to be fair, she is a kobold who wasn't always accepted as well.
True.
What would Nyx do?
She sees a gaggle of weirdos.
I guess she is in charge, so. And you are new to town.
Well, what do you call it? Or does she have a proximate as well? Since considering they were essentially a spellcaster flavored mechanic. These people have a lot of gold on them.
Yeah, your Steel Defender comes back with like a scan of them being like, Kitsune, skeleton, vampire, approximately 5,000 gold, money signs appear in Nyx's eyes.
Was Nyx ever that greedy?
I
No,
don't think so.
the greediest Nyx got was after the fight with Tiamat, where she took all the gold and silver that was there for Tiamat to make her next Steel Defender. That's
Fair.
the greediest she got. And
Her
that was
her dragon horde in quotation marks was just pillows.
her dragon horde. Her dragon horde is pillows that she basically just the inside of the Steel Defender is just like padding. So she is used to random strangers showing up because people who show up to either try to revive the cult, try to pillage the fucking area of the cult, and historians. So she will sigh, roll her eyes, and probably dismount.
Yeah, if it also helps, Big Finna would probably also get her attention. These guys are reasonably strong.
Oh, that's
Oh.
true.
You guys are almost level 8, so that would probably also
Right.
Next would probably also say that as well, Fel, something that she'll be like, okay, that's interesting.
So Nyx will like assume that there's an auditory thing for the dragon to basically project Nyx's voice, and you just hear an audible. Okay, what brings you here?
Is she just talking through the
Passing through,
dragon?
mostly.
Passing through. She will say, in which direction?
Karma's just gonna play it done whatever direction he wants to go in. This is his trip.
Okay. It's like, well, we're heading towards, God, what you told me earlier. What
Bream?
was this? Bream. We're heading towards Bream, but for right now, we're just doing a little sightseeing.
Tourists. Well, it's better than the usual, but you're pretty strong for a bunch of random tourists.
Goku shows up.
What? Who? Goku? Oh God! I heard. It's all over my brain just processed that.
She will get out of the Steel Defender.
Alright, you guys watch as the chest of this dragon opens up, and out pops this fucking tiny little cobot.
Oh, look at her! She's so cute.
Just a little girl.
I love the
you might
difference
have to
between.
Put some images
I will.
for.
I love the
Alright.
difference between her token and her picture.
Yeah.
She looks tired.
mean,
Let me see her. Let me see her. Let me see her.
post
Yeah.
a token too if you
Oh my
can.
god. Precious.
Here comes the token.
Precious. But like, yeah, the expressions are very different.
Well, I mean,
I worked with what I had.
yeah, the second one or the first one was there was a giant polar bear hiding behind her, the tiniest of kobolds.
Aww.
Yeah, essentially the tank of the party got hit and decided to go and hide behind the
Second
balcony.
tank.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
She was a very tanky girl. So, greens, huh?
Bream?
Bream.
Breen. B-R-E-E-N?
B-R-E-I-M.
Oh, Breen.
Bream.
Bream.
Three. Yes.
Oh, Bream. I was saying it was an N. What is that Bream? What Nicks know about Bream?
Out of context for you, Bream would be what is basically now what it would have been.
Ah.
So all the stuff that
Okay.
you did, like go to the council and meet with all their representatives, then go out and like, you know, do the whole Horde of the Dragon thing. That's where that would have all taken place instead.
Ah, fair. That's quite a ways.
For our stuff, though, Bream is also like the capital of Domainese. It's we're basically like, if you think of like a major, massive city from either D&D or our campaigns, that's basically now what's all been wrapped up into Bream.
Ah.
So, if you're like, alright, there was this big, massive city, and we did this thing here. That's most likely now Bream.
Ah, I see. I was just wondering if it had anything to do with Snake Country.
No, that's... So, Snake Country's off in the right-hand side, somewhere.
Ah, okay.
These guys are heading south.
Ah.
Maybe to get some conversation. Then it's like, you fought alongside Setsu, correct?
Ah,
What was
yes.
he like?
Well,
Now I want to hear how Ren will describe Setsu.
But actually, before Ren also says it, there was one thing I was also going to have, though, I was going to have as well. Outside the town hall, or just like near you guys where you're looking around, on the wall you see this same painting that was in the inn of like the town fighting off against the horde, a dragon flying over their head breathing fire. But instead of this heroic fight between Setsu and this blue dragon, it's kind of been smeared over, and it's just like this cartoonish picture of Setsu, or like knocked out on the ground, with the blue dragon just like looking down at Setsu, very confused.
Amazing.
Nyx will pause. She will look at Dunn. Brave, but very stupid.
He's just like, huh, that's interesting. My mother always regarded him in a higher light.
Nyx will lead you to that image, to the painting with the cartoonish Setsu laying on the ground, looking very confused. And she's like, 2 seconds after deciding to fight something that he clearly could not have won against. He went, he wrapped himself around the dragon, and immediately got dragon breath.
That's like, huh.
You know what I picture actually? So it's the big heroic scene, and then someone has graffitied over Setsu, so now he's just in the Yamsa position.
Oh god!
Oh no.
Nice.
Look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I was much better back then. We all did our fair share of stupid things.
What about...
She will say, hell, I remember one time I nearly drowned myself trying to kill something. Tried to ice breath a thing while underwater. I'm just saying, we weren't the brightest bunch.
Wait, did that really happen?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
It's how I lost this. It's how I lost the Steel Defender one of the times.
You picked a fight with essentially a Nessie, and Ren's idea was to dive into water and ice breath it.
That doesn't sound like the greatest idea. What the hell?
It worked.
I mean, I was really set.
I mean, the ice breath and did damage, and did damage.
To be fair, in our defense, the Nessie picked the fight, and we just needed it to back off.
Little Cobalt was also wearing armor and began to stink rapidly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Built for swimming. Lizard men are built for swimming until I was not wearing anything heavy being a wizard.
Yep.
I don't remember that one.
It was shortly after we had a fight with, I don't remember what the fuck, that was being surrounded by will-o-wisps.
Huh.
The Shabbling Mount.
There we go.
Monster.
Yes.
And Woodles,
right.
She stops to think about Woodles. Actually, Woodles was very good about staying out of trouble. To be fair, as a wizard, he just stayed in the back, so he wasn't really the one starting fights. Very good at finishing them, though.
I can imagine.
What if the enemy Langdon Rose? What would you say about him?
Stoic, very honorable, and I would assume very bored.
Oh?
Well, Setsu would, on various occasions, have one-on-one battles with Lyndon Rose. And every time, Setsu got better. But every time that he fought with Lyndon Rose, there was always some kind of setup that would make sure that Setsu could keep up with Lyndon Rose. Except for the first time. That one, he just ate shit. But every time we met Lyndon after that, Lyndon had some kind of setup in which he was, for lack of better terms, just teaching Setsu how to be a better warrior.
Except for the final one, I'm guessing.
No, yes, the final fight you actually did beat him.
Yeah,
Yep.
I beat him fair and square. Did Setsu actually ever tell the party that he was having? Oh, he was escapading away to fight.
I I don't think you did. You definitely.
No, you secreted away, which is why all of the gay jokes kept happening.
Ah, that's true. And then we just
I know,
said,
like
yeah, you know what?
every time you went off to go secretly trained, you just snuck off. You never actually told anyone what you were doing.
Fair enough.
So, from their perspective, they probably just saw you fight Langdon Rose. He would handicap himself in some way, beat you,
Uh-huh.
and then, you know, you'd go months before seeing him again, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Unaware that you're actually meeting up to train every so often.
Yeah.
I would say that the Setsu and Lennon Rose eventually started to seem more like friends than enemies. I wonder what those two nerds are up to.
Oh, they are still fighting each other? As rivals?
I don't know, I haven't seen them. I've been busy.
Fair
She
enough.
gestures grandly at the surroundings.
Fair enough.
I was gonna say that if you were heading to Snake Country, if you could say hello to Setsu for me.
That might be that is eventually a stop.
No. Well, make sure to remember that I called him a nerd.
I don't think I can get away calling our prince a nerd.
No, it's
I mean, it might
perfectly
be
fine.
actually somewhat related to them.
Nah, do it.
He doesn't know that. Dunn doesn't know that.
No, it's perfectly fine. Just tell him Nick said it. He'll probably insult me back or something.
It's like we have a message for you, Lord Zetsu, from your friend Nix. Oh, what did she say? She called you a nerd. And she made sure that we had to emphasize nerd.
Exactly. You get it.
Well,
The last time I saw Zetsu, he had to go back home in order to stop the Nagaji from joining the Dragon Cult. It saved us a lot of problems in the end. That fight was so big.
You were in the final fight against the Dragon Darkness, correct?
Yeah,
How was that?
stressful. I died, you know.
Ah.
I've also died.
I was gonna say, I understand that feeling.
Right?
Dying. Not great.
No, it's not. I did my best to keep everyone on their feet at the end of that fight, but... well, when you're running yourself ragged to keep everyone else alive, sometimes you get caught in the crossfire.
Fair enough. Anything else? Unless Blue has something he wants to do with Nyx against us?
Yeah, next attack shift.
Oh god, we die. We die. We die. She's level 14, is she not?
Yep.
Oh no, we die.
I don't think I'm legally allowed to actually have you fight her because the game would yell at me. Encounter too strong.
fair enough.
Yeah, no. If you guys are happy with that, especially with people having internet issues,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to end for today and pick up next weekend.
Fair enough.
Sounds good to me.
We can tell you what we want for stores next time.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. So let me know what you want, what you're looking for in the terms of shops.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know where you want to go after this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll repost the world map again so that I'll crop it so that you can see where you are and what's nearby more easily, so it's not the entire map.
Yay.
And you guys can tell me which way you want to go to get the bream.
Alright.
So I can, map out the path ahead of you.
Fair enough.
Oh, actually, there is another thing that, since they are heading south, and that's about where, what's the town now called?
It's
Fandelver. What is it called now?
Valora?
yeah, Flora.
Ballora. Well, since you're headed towards Bream, and if you keep heading south and end up at Ballora, I do have a message for someone else. His name is Gaston. Ask him tell him I want to know how things are going with the dragon. He'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Don't worry about it, it'll be great. He might go on a tirade talking about levels or something.
Levels?
I don't get it either.
What? Levels? I don't remember.
Gaston rolled high enough for meta knowledge, he knows what everyone's level is.
Gaston has been pestering the dragon so much that the dragon actually just started talking meta knowledge with him.
Yes.
So now he just sounds like a crazy person, but he does a good job as a mayor, so they don't fucking oust him.
I mean, he also courted not courted, but he's babysitting a bunch of dragons, so, the dragon's like, I'm slightly invested in protecting this place, so,
Yeah.
She bullies him into baby watching the kids, and in return, she pretends to protect the village, which is enough to keep most things away. Because, I got fuck of a town that's protected by a dragon, even if she's not actually doing it. Just says she's enough for me.
Right. Anywho, thank you for joining us, chat. We'll see you all next time.
Yay. Bye, boy.
Bye.